Hey guys, and welcome to another unboxing. This is a kit that I have been waiting for patiently. This is the 1:100 scale MAS-15 Zerstore, which is actually just a name given for this kit, which is actually based on the Xi Gundam. So let's take this out. This is made by, see if you can see that, it's made by Mechanicore. They're a third-party manufacturer. Whew. Okay, finally got it out of the outside box, and here's the actual kit now. This is actually an outside box. The actual kit box is inside this, so it was the shipping box, then this box, and there's another box inside. But once again, this is the 1:100 scale Xi Gundam. They've changed the name to Zerstore there to avoid any legal trouble with Bandai, I suppose. Mechanicore is basically, from what I understand, basically the same company that made the 1:100 scale Kshatriya. That company was Elyn. And I was expecting this box to be almost as big as that Elyn box, but it's actually quite a bit smaller. It's definitely more not so wide, so that's pretty cool. I really like this outside box they've got here. Really cool, just the cardboard with just a black on there. Here's this pink sticker here, you can see it says Preorder 2. This version that I have is the Preorder 2 batch, so it does have some kind of limited stuff in there that the Preorder 1 batch didn't have, and that the normal edition after this will not have. On the side here, you just got the name of the kit once again. Nothing on the bottom. On this side, here's where it's pretty interesting. We've got a kind of, what would you call this? Limited edition seal. Basically, it's showing the number, so mine is number 1726. So that's pretty cool. Just kind of makes the kit seem that much more special. Let's open it up. Okay. And by the way, I got this kit from Abby Lee. On Facebook, you can find her under her name, Abby Lee, or her shop site is abby.lc. I'll put a link to that below. She was very helpful in getting this, so thank you to her. Yeah. Very tight packaging here. And there's this bag to protect the box. That off. And here on this very shiny box, I can see why it was in the bag. On this very shiny box is the actual box cover art now. And even on here, it says, as you can see me on the camera, hi. On here, it says Preorder 2. This is the cover art for the Preorder 2 edition. The Preorder 1 box art was different. And the standard edition box art, I'm assuming, will be different as well, but I haven't seen what that is. Anyway, the Preorder 1 edition had very similar like this, but had the Xi kind of like flying through space, if I remember correctly. But anyway, it's looking very cool. This is something that, when it was first announced, I wasn't really all that excited about, but as I saw more of it, I decided I wanted to get it. I think it really looks cool now. Really excited. Here on the side, it's so shiny, it must be kind of hard to see, but there's the picture of some of the kind of LED systems there for the head and some of the thrusters. Some stuff about the inner frame and some text there. It's in Chinese and English. On the side, here's the Xi flying. This is what I think was on the front of the Preorder 1 box. Let's see. Yeah, that side. It's just like that. This side We just got the front and back of the kit. Some details, just showing some more detail there. Alright, let's get it open. Very, very nice packaging so far, I'll say. It's definitely got that going for it. Okay, and the first thing we're greeted with here is the poster. Now, this is a huge poster this is also exclusive for the Preorder 2. It's going to be different from the Preorder 1. The Preorder 1 poster, I remember, definitely was that picture of the Kshatriya flying in space. But this one looks to be different. Let's take a look. Won't stick to that. Yeah, there's the poster. Quite big. That's pretty cool. Definitely have to put that up somewhere. Nothing on the back, it's just white. So let's continue. Underneath that poster we've got this kind of cover, kind of similar to what Bandai used to do with their master grades. But we got this really nice picture of the back of the Kshatriya flying there, and then here's some line art over here. That's pretty cool. Under that, we've got this package that has some stuff in here. One thing about this, the instructions for assembling the kit are actually on CD. So here's that CD. You can see there it's got the same picture that was on the poster. You can see that. Yeah, we'll just keep that in there for now. So you can see that's the assembly instruction animation videos. The same videos are on YouTube. You can see them on Mechanicore's YouTube site. So you can see it has 42 animations for the assembly process. That's annoying. I don't really like that. I would rather just have a book, but they tried something new, so good for them. Here's a big piece of photo etch parts. That's really cool. It seems very good quality from what I can tell. And in here is a very large sheet of waterslide decals. Pre-cut, looks like mostly white, gray, and red for the most part. There. Then we have this booklet, which is just some notes, basically. Got some CG rendering of the model there. Once again, this says Preorder 2, so this must be different from the Preorder 1 version. Once again, there's some stats there on what's included. I'm just gonna skip this. I don't really know what that's talking about. Packing summary, what's inside. Yeah. Here's the page with the runners. So there's quite a lot, and some of the runners are quite big from what I've seen online. And here's what else we're getting. There you can see we've got the CD, the V-fin. These zinc alloy metal V-fin is exclusive to the Preorder 2, I believe. The Preorder 1 may have had it as well, but anyway, it is exclusive to pre-orders. And then here's just showing the poster again there. Here's a list of the tracks on the DVD for which track is for which part. So you can see like number 16 is the hip unit, pelvis inside one, hip unit final assembly, and so on. And then where to place the decals. Now inside this is kind of interesting. I think they did it this way because of their process of separating Preorder 1 editions and Preorder 2 editions. They could just keep this stuff in big packs. So like you've got just one big pack of everything there, and then one big pack of everything here. So I'll just go ahead and open these up. As you can see, it's just kind of everything's just in there. There's a bunch of the chrome parts there. I'll open these up and get them in order, and then I'll show you them to you runner by runner. Alright, so let's start from the basics. Here's the beam effect parts. Now the Preorder 1 did come with LED metal beam saber handles. At first I thought that was cool, but then I thought, I don't really want metal beam saber handles. I'm going to paint them anyway, and they're going to be heavier, so not really worth it. So I'm alright with these. Anyway, this part would be the same anyway, but I mean, I'm alright with just the regular plastic handles, no LEDs, it's okay for me. This plastic is a little bit hard. It's not like the normal Bandai beam saber effect parts. It's nice that they're only connected at the bottom there, so there's no nubs on the actual beams. That's really cool. Then we've got this. This is exclusive to the Preorder 2, I believe. It is a metal V-fin. Now this also, I don't know, the plastic one is really fine for me. I really don't need a metal V-fin. It's nice that you don't have to worry about breaking it as easily as a plastic one, but I don't know. This is one thing I liked about Elyn, and now they're Mechanicore, same company anyway. One thing I like about them is that they try new things like this, or like the instructions on the DVD. But one thing that I don't like is that the stuff that they try is just really unnecessary. Like, we don't really need a metal V-fin, and we don't really need instructions on a DVD. And like with the Elyn kit, we don't really need the parts in trays already cut off the runners. So, I don't know. Their head's in the right place, but they just haven't quite figured it out yet. Then we have this big bag of, there's a couple wires, there's a Allen wrench tool there for a whole bunch of screws and parts like that. We have this little box here which has the metal parts for the thrusters, a couple of other photo etch parts, I believe, or something, and then some parts for the LEDs. There's the LED there. Then we've got some clear parts, a small runner of just plain clear, and then a small runner of clear green. So those look pretty nice. A runner, this is just a basic gray color. You can see we've got the parts for the fingers there already molded together. That's kind of nice. The plastic quality feels similar to how it was for the Elyn kit. So it's not up to Bandai quality, but it's not bad. It's definitely workable. As you can see on the top, these runners are going to be marked as Mechanicore Zerstore runners. The B runner, this is the same gray color as the A runner, and same plastic, just more detail parts for the inner frame. The C runner, still the same gray, looks like a lot of bigger parts for the inner frame. Looks like these probably go inside those huge shoulders. Some nice detail there. Looks good. The D runner, now we're seeing some white. There is two of these. These are going to be some of the armor parts they look like for maybe the arms and some other parts maybe on the legs. The E runner, this is a pretty big one. Got some big armor pieces there. Those are likely going on the shoulders once again. And bring it in close. You can see we're still getting some nice detail there on those parts. The F runner, we've got two of these, and now we're getting into some blue parts. You can see got some really nice detail on here. It looks like the bottom of the feet. These are on the side of the legs. Everything's looking good. And the G runner, this is the only red runner that we have. So all the red parts are here. It looks like it's going to be a lot of the parts for the pistons there on the side. And a few other parts, like this one's for the shield, and then some other detail parts there. The red color is a really pale red, kind of similar to the red that we saw on the BTF Double Zeta Gundam. It's kind of reminiscent of like very old, cheap red, but the plastic quality feels the same as all the other colors. It's just the color is slightly different from what we're usually used to seeing for a red color. There's the H runner. This is the only yellow runner, so all the yellow pieces are here. As you can see, they're mostly very small detail pieces, and then there's the plastic V-fin there. One thing I didn't notice before, that's kind of nice, is that the runner letter is actually printed on both sides, the front and back. I mean, if you can read letters backwards, it's usually not much of a problem on the Bandai ones because it's usually cut out. That's not too big of a problem, but this is nice. This is kind of a problem though, how the V-fin is connected at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different points, and as you can see, mine actually is broken there. So I guess now I am glad that I got the metal V-fin, because even if I only had the plastic one, as you can see, that's very curious why they designed the V-fin to be connected at so many points and at such a really tiny point there at the edge of the V-fin. Very poor design there. Next is the eye runner. We've got two of these. These are chrome plated detail parts. As you can see, it's going to be a lot of pistons and other small details like that. For my Elyn Kshatriya, I basically stripped the chrome off a lot of these because I didn't like the color of the chrome. This chrome color seems to be a little bit different, and I don't really mind this one, so I might actually keep these as they are, but some of them I might strip that chrome off. I imagine the plastic underneath is probably black, but I'm not sure until I get that stripped off there. Next it's the K runner, and now we're back to just normal gray parts for the inner frame. This runner is very, very heavy. I was really surprised when I picked it up. I think it's just because of some of these larger parts on there, but also just like the runner, the tree itself is very thick plastic there. But as you can see, just a lot of inner frame parts there. With the Elyn Kshatriya, we got that inner frame already all put together, and we just had to add a few more parts and swap a few parts, but it looks like for this kit, we're going to be building that entire inner frame all from the ground up, which is nice. For the J runner, this is going to be our polycap runner. It's pretty typical. It's a polycap material, very soft plastic. This was the thing that caused me the most grief on my Elyn Kshatriya. My Kshatriya is not finished yet, but in my assembly so far, it was because of these, especially this shape one here. It was because of these that I had the most stress with that kit. So hopefully they're better this time around. They look to be a little bit cleaner, so hopefully we'll have to see. These don't give me so much grief this time. Next up is the L runner. We've got two of these. It's still that same gray, a lot of inner frame. So as you can tell, there's going to be a lot of frame and a lot of detail stuff going inside this kit. So that's going to be fun for me because I actually like going in and like hand painting some of those details. And there's a lot of details in here to be painted. So that's going to be fun. Here's the M runner. Two of these and we're back to white. There's some of the larger armor pieces there, especially this one and some of these. The plastic quality is still the same. It's a little bit, how do I want to say, kind of matte finish on there. I'm not sure how well that's coming on the camera, but I guess you can probably see the fact that it's not that normal kind of shiny, gleaming light on there. It's kind of matte on some of these parts. So that's kind of cool. I wonder if they did that because for the first batch exclusive, what they did is they took some of the armor pieces, like maybe some of these larger ones, and they did some like pre-painting. They did some pad printing actually on those parts of like a kind of camouflage pattern. It was pretty cool, but if you're going to be painting the kit, it's really not really necessary because you'll just have to paint over it. But I wonder if they made this so that it would make their pad printing process easier. Maybe. Next, this is the N runner, the biggest runner, definitely, and there's two of these. Big because it contains this one huge piece that's part of the backpack, kind of huge wing fin kind of part. And then there's just a few other parts on there as well. Just to give you a look at some of the detail there. It's looking pretty nice. It's going to look very good when it's detailed up, and then you've got some of the bigger decals on there that'll look really good. For the O runner, we're back to blue once again. We've got two of these, which is a little bit strange because we've got the part to make the shield on there. So that means we've got at least some extra parts on here. You would have thought that this is separate there, and they could have just taken off that part for the shield, because I guess it's just these other parts are the ones that we need doubles of. But anyway, it's no harm done. Next is the P runner, and back to gray once again. Here's the main part of the shield, and then just some other detail parts. As you can see, one piece fell off. I actually had 3 or 4 pieces that fell off the runner, and I had to fish them out of the bags. Not really a big problem. I would rather have parts just come off the runner than like break where they're not supposed to break, so it's really not that big of a deal. Now for the Q runner, it's very large, and we're back to blue once again. Here's some of the armor pieces that look like they're going to be going around the chest and like body area. Especially these are very recognizable as those parts that go on the sides of the chest. And then this looks like maybe the main center part of the chest where the cockpit hatch is, and then the part around the neck, the collar. One more really large runner as we're getting to the end. This is the S runner, more gray. This is the last gray runner. There's a lot of detailed parts there. You can see we've got parts there. It's going to be for the hips, it looks like, and then a bunch of other stuff. Here's the T runner, big white piece for the shield, some big white pieces for the shoulders, and then just a couple other extra pieces on there. Once again, this is where 2 of the pieces came off the runner. One is just a handguard, and then one is just one other armor piece. Not a big deal. They're in the box, so that's what matters. Some nice details all around on that. And last one, this is the U runner. It looks like these are some white parts for the beam rifle, and then just some other small detail parts there. This is the handle of the beam rifle, it looks like. And then we've got the face is there as well. So that's it for the Zerstore, aka the Xi Gundam, 1/100 scale from Mechanicore. It looks like a really cool kit, and I'm really excited to build it, but sadly I'm going to have to put it off for a while. It's probably not going to be until later, till the year that I can get to this. I really want to finish my Kshatriya first, because it's from the same company. I'd like to finish that project before moving on to this one, because then at the end of 2015, supposedly their next project is going to be coming out, which is their 1/100 scale Deep Striker. I've got that on pre-order. It's supposed to be out in when? October or December at the end of this year. Most likely it's probably going to be pushed back a little bit, so probably looking at the beginning of 2016 for that, hopefully, because that'll give me some time. I'd like to finish Kshatriya and this one before that, as well as any other projects I'm going to be doing this year. So Anyway, guys, thanks for sticking through this long unboxing. There was obviously a lot of stuff in there. And I'll see you guys very soon.